Hi guys, and welcome to this video on areas, volumes and similarity. Now, are you aware that actually if you have two similar shapes, and that's a shape that's basically been multiplied by some sort of a constant to get from one version of itself to a next, you can work out the area of it really quickly so long as you know that scale factor. What do you mean, no, you didn't know? Oh, okay, that's why you're here to watch the video. Basically, there is a funky way of finding the areas between similar shapes, and you can do it if you know the scale factor of enlargement. I'm going to show you some examples and then sort of finalize all of this with a formula. Now, these videos are all on MaffsGuru.com. If you haven't been over there, please head over there, sign up. It's absolutely free to do so, and you can search by chapter, by textbook, and you have downloadable notes as well. Really am trying to do everything I can to help you out here. Okay, so areas, volumes and similarity. In a previous video, we have looked at finding volumes and surface areas and areas of cylinders, pyramids, spheres, cones, composite shapes and cuboids. And if you haven't watched those videos, head on over to MaffsGuru.com where you can find them. So let's go back to this idea of similar circles. So in this situation, a circle is a circle is a circle. We can make them bigger, we can make them smaller. And the scale factor by which we make them bigger and smaller is really, really important. So let's imagine we have circle number 1 here and circle number 2. We know that the radius of circle number 1 is 3 centimeters and the radius of circle number 2 is 4 centimeters. So we can work out our scale factor of enlargement by taking the larger measurement and dividing it by the smaller measurement. And that's very much where we got here. Our scale factor of enlargement is 4:3. The radius of the bigger one divided by the radius of the smaller one. And that works with all sorts of lengths. Doesn't matter what shape you're actually dealing with, so long as you choose similar lengths. And of course, the shapes are similar. So scale factor of enlargement, we can also say that K is equal to 4:3. I don't know why we choose K, we just do. Can we work out the area of this shape? I should Coco, we can. So the area of this is equal to pi times my radius squared. So that's 3 squared, which is equal to 9 pi. Happy with that? Okay. What about the area of my bigger circle? We can do the same thing. Pi times my radius squared. Now remember, when you square a value, that's multiplying by itself. So that becomes 16 pi. So now, let's see whether we can work out the ratio through which our areas have grown. We've made one radius larger, but what's happened to our areas? Well, our scale factor for area is going to be equal to the bigger area, 16 pi, divided by my smaller area, which is 9 pi, which is equal to, well, first things first, we know the pi's can cancel. And is there a value that goes into 16 and 9? No, there isn't. So it's 16 on 9. Hold on a moment. I know that 16 is 4 squared. I know that 9 is 3 squared, which means I can write this as 4:3 all squared. Why does that value seem ever so familiar to me? Oh my goodness. There is my K. There is my K. So it turned out that my scale factor of by how much larger my area got became K squared. So I took my smaller area and I multiplied it by the value of K squared, and that gave me my bigger area. Does that work with other shapes? Well, let's have a look. Similar rectangles. Okay, again, similar rectangles, for them to be similar, all sides have to be multiplied by the same multiplier. That makes no sense. Let's say here, it suggests we have a scale factor of enlargement 2. Let's just check. 3 doubled 6. Yep, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, I'm happy with that. So once again, let's have a look and say, is K2? K2, right. Can we find the area of this shape here? Yes, we can. We know areas is lengths times widths or whatever it is. So that becomes 2 times 3, which is equal to 6 centimeters and squared. Don't forget units. What about the area of this one? That's going to give me 6 times 4, which gives me 6, 12, 18, 24 centimeters squared. So now let's look at the scale factor of my area. Scale factor of my area. How do we do that? We take the bigger area, 24, and divide it by 6, which gives me 6, 12, 18, 24, which is 4. Hold on a moment. I know 4 is the same as 2 squared. And lo and behold, once again, it turns out that our scale factor enlargement for that shape was once again K squared. Now, fluke. Try it one more time. Triangles. Triangles seem to throw spanners in works. Scale factor of enlargement, it says, is 3. Let's just check. 4 12, 5, 15, and 3 has gone to 9. Yep, so all of those sides actually match up. You need to be very careful with these because that's how we trick you in exams. So we know the area of a triangle is half base times height, which is a half times 4 times 3, which is 2 times 3, which is 6. And again, don't forget my units, 6 centimeters squared. Oh, big numbers here. Area is equal to half base times height. So it's a half times 12 times 9, which is 6 times 9, which is 54 centimeters squared. Right, let's look at our scale factor again for area. Scale factor for area is equal to 54, the bigger one, divided by the smaller one, which is, oh my goodness, 9, which I happen to know is 3 squared. And once again, basically, ladies and gentlemen, yes, that was here what I was trying to prove to you, that if we want to know the area of any similar shape, that is the bigger one, or smaller one in fact, we take the scale factor of enlargement and square it and multiply it by the area of the original shape. Now, another way of remembering this, and this is sort of the way I was taught it at school, was when we have area, it's two-dimensional. So we're stretching that way by a factor, and we're stretching that way by a factor. So we're stretching by 2 that way, for example, and by 2 that way, which is why my area does 2 times 2 bigger, right? So that's another way of saying there's my scale factor k, there's another k, it stretches in both ways, it becomes k squared. What about volumes? Now think about volumes. Can we jump ahead to the idea? Volumes, 3 dimensions. So it's growing in 3 different ways. What do you reckon my value of k is? Is it going to be squared, cubed, or... Okay, we'll see what happens. All right, so the volume of... Once again, I have a sphere of 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and my scale factor enlargement is 4 on 3. So just take a measurement on the bigger shape, divide it by a measurement on the smaller shape. That will give you the scale factor enlargement. We know the volume of this shape is given by 4/3 times pi times my radius cubed. So that's 3 cubed, which gives me, well, one of those cubes cancel with one of those theirs to give me a squared. That becomes 4 times pi times 9, which gives me 9, 18 to the 7, 36 pi centimeters cubed. Okie dokie. What about my volume for this one? Now, this is just basic algebra, guys. If you're like, what's he done there? That's going to become 4 cubed. Okay, so 4 cubed. Yep, so that's going to give me 4 on 3 times pi times 4 times 4 is 16 times by 4 is 64. So that's going to give me 64 times 4 is 120. Oh, that's going to be hard. 64 times 4. 4 4 is a 16. 6, 12, 18, 24, 256. 256 pi on 3. Now, when I do the same thing as I did earlier, so let's do now the scale factor for the volumes. Take the bigger one, which is 256 pi on 3. And I'm going to divide that by 36 pi. Now, the reason I'm doing it this way is because I'm going to keep, change, and flip. So the pi's cancel. I get 3 times 36, which is 36 times 3, 6, 12, 18, 108. So 256 on 108. Can I cancel that down? Hopefully. Gives me 64 on 27 using my trusty calculator. Now, as it turns out, that is the same as 4 on 3 cubed. And once again, what have we noticed? This situation was my scale factor of enlargement, so that became k, but cubed. So my scale factor volume was k cubed. Let's use one more example of similar cubes. So we know the volume for this is base times length times height. So 2 times 2 times 2 is going to give me 8 centimeters cubed. My volume for this one here is going to be 4 times 4 times 4, which is going to give me 16 times 4, which is 64 centimeters cubed. And if I look at my volume scale factor, what do we have? We have 64 on 8, which is 8, which just so happens to be 2 cubed. So, like we've done earlier, when scaling volumes, we see that the following is true. The volume of a similar shape is k cubed. Now, as I said at the start, volume is three-dimensional, so it gets stretched that way, and that way by a factor of k each time. So k times k times k, which gives me k cubed. Here are some examples from the Cambridge Further Maths Units 3 and 4 textbook. Thank you. Two cuboids shown are similar solids. So the important word there was, in fact, similar. Why is it important? Because we now know that we can use this volume business. So the height of the larger cuboid is 6. Its volume is 120 centimeters cubed. The height of the smaller cuboid is 1.5 centimeters. Determine its volume. So we want the volume. So the volume of the similar shape is equal to the scale factor, in this situation, cubed times the original volume. Now, the question is trying to trick you here because this is my start, this is my end. So what I need to do is work out, well, how do I go from 6 to 1.5? What is my scale factor there? Well, to go from 6 to 1.5, I do 1.5 divided by 6, which is 1/4. All right, so my scale factor of enlargement, which is weird because it's getting smaller, is 1/4. So my volume of my smaller shape is the scale factor of enlargement, which is 1/4 cubed times my original value of 120. Fire up my calculator. So we're going to take 1/4, he says, not taking 1/4, and we're going to cube it. And I'm going to multiply that, if you will, by 120. And it's going to give me a value that I don't want as a fraction anymore. So it's going to give me 1.875 centimeters cubed. And here is another example. Two square pyramids shown are similar. Marvelous, no, with base dimensions 4 and 5, respectively. The height of the first pyramid is 9, thank you very much. And its volume is 48 centimeters cubed. Find the height and volume of the second pyramid. This was a huge trick. When you're finding heights, remember heights are one-dimensional. They're going one way, and so all I needed to do was find my scale factor enlargement and multiply it by my first height. So the scale factor of enlargement, my value of k here is, this is my bigger shape. So this is shape 1, this is shape 2, right? Original or image or whatever. So we know that we got 5 on 4, which is 1.25. So there's my scale factor. So in which case, to go from this height to that height, I'm just going to multiply by 1.25. So the height is going to give me 9 times 1.25, which is 9 times 1.25 equals 11.25 centimeters. Right? We only needed to multiply by k once because it was a length. Find the volume of the second pyramid. Well, we know that the volume of the next one is equal to my scale factor cubed times the volume of my original. Well, we know the scale factor now is 1.25 cubed multiplied the volume of the original, which was 48. So 1.25 cubed multiplied by 48 gives me a volume of 93.75 centimeters cubed. Now, I haven't done any area examples because they're pretty much exactly the same. And there we go, guys, the end of areas, volumes and similarities. If you haven't already done so, can you head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe? Thank you very much. Just lets me know you're watching. Never going to be rich, never going to be famous, but knowing you're watching is actually really important to me. Alternatively, MaffsGuru.com, go over there, sign up, and find all the videos that you could need. Otherwise, stay safe, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye-bye.